It's May 2025, and friends, we are at the climax of these labor pains right now. Probably, I don't actually need to tell you that, because probably if you're watching this video in any case, you can feel it very, very tangibly, can't you? So today, we're gonna dive way deeper into the energies of May 2025, both with me, and I'm going to directly channel the Golden Dragon Collective on these energies as well. So you can stay tuned for that. I will assist you, we will assist you in kind of working with these energies in the most empowering way possible, so that you're not creating more resistance in your life, and instead you're opening the way, you're creating flow, and you are aligning with everything that you've ever wanted, because plot twist, this is the month where it happens. But first, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hannah, and I help you to empower yourself. And today I'm going to be doing that by kind of sharing the information that I've received on these energies that are very intense in May 2025. Just know that we are almost till the end of this birthing process. The end is in sight, the finish line is in sight. So if I could give you one word of advice before we get into it, keep on keeping, my friend, and know that you are loved, and know that it does get better. So back in my just overview of 2025 energy forecast video, which I'll link up here if you want to check that out, I very acutely remember talking about how this year we would be experiencing the same energies of 2020, but from a higher perspective, a higher vantage point. And friends, oh my gosh, hands up and surrender. We are there. We are really actually there. So at the time that I channeled this, I kind of thought from my mental realm, from my ego, I thought maybe there would be another big event like there was in 2020 that has everyone's attention and has like the world unified, like focused on this one event. But that doesn't seem to be the case now, does it? There isn't any one event right now. There's just an explosion of events all over, right? It's just everywhere, but the energy is the same. I just realized this the past couple of days. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we are. It's 2020 again. That's what it feels like. I don't know if y'all can relate. Maybe it's just my personal experience of these energies. But literally, I was reflecting, I was like, oh gosh, it feels so uncomfortable. I feel so much resistance. I'm so overwhelmed by the fear energy right now. This feels very, very familiar, getting some deja vu. And then I was like, that's because this is it. This is what was predicted back in January. This is the 2020 energies revisited. Enjoy. So for me, like what this looks like, for example, is even though we aren't like forced to stay inside like we were in 2020, I find that I will go days on end right now without leaving my flat if I can help it. Like the second I go outside, I am just bombarded by this frenetic anxiety energy. And I will say I live in a city, so it's different. If you're not living in a city, if you're in the suburbs, and definitely if you're in the country, you might feel a bit more grounded. But if you live in a city like I do, I live in Berlin, Germany, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And in 2020, I was in Sydney, Australia, also a big city. So it was the same kind of vibe. I remember very acutely back in 2020 in Sydney, like just going outside, not being able to handle it for more than like a half hour on end, because it was, the fear energy was so tangible for me as someone who is very sensitive to energy. Also, if you're not sensitive energy, you might not be noticing this, but for those of us that are sensitive to energy, you can't ignore it. You just can't ignore it. So I find that similar to 2020, though it's not being forced upon me, I'm just kind of hermiting. I'm hermiting. I'm staying in my own energy, my own flat as much as I can. And I notice that outside, even though people might seem to be okay, there's just this underlying overwhelm energy, this fear, this anxiety, this desperation, this intensity. It's very, very tangible. It's almost unbearable for me. And I also feel that energy myself. It's not just me picking it up from the collective. I know on my individual path, I've reached a point in my journey that's similar to where I was at this time in 2020, where I just feel completely like backed into a wall, backed into a corner. It feels like that exact same energy, except like the stakes are much higher now than they were back then. So it feels even scarier. But the good thing is that, like I predicted in January, we're revisiting these energies from a higher perspective. So we have all grown so much in the past 5 years. And this is really the time to see how much we've grown and to put it into the test and to kind of have gratitude for the journey. And so that's what I'm doing is I'm like, yo, the boss fights, the proverbial boss fights, as I like to put it, they are more aggressive. They're more intense. The stakes are higher, but it actually doesn't feel as scary as it did back in 2020 because I have more tools. I have more of a support network. I have more confidence in myself. I feel more connected to source, to my guides, just to my own self. And I've really fostered my self-love. And so now what these energies are, just an overview right now of May, is like, it's everything we've learned, particularly in the past 5 years, being put to the test. It is trial by fire energy, my friends. So because these energies are so intense, and I can tell you, like, even I'm getting sucked in, roller coaster, like up and down, up and down, up and down. I decided to do something I've never done for these energy forecast videos. I decided to channel, specifically to channel the Golden Dragon Collective, because I really trust them. They hold the frequency of Christ consciousness, which is the energy that is basically its ascension energy, let's say. And so they have stuff that they want to say. And because I'm so triggered right now myself, I was like, yo, Hannah's ego needs to just completely step out. And I'm just going to completely invite in this source to see what they have to say, to ensure that I'm not kind of biasing any of the information. I'm not kind of tainting it with my own egoic perspective that is feeling very challenged right now. So I hope you enjoy. I'm going to channel them now. Stay tuned till the end, because at the very end, we're going to unpack it. I'm gonna come back and we're gonna just unpack this. And at that point, you can feel free to sort of have a dialogue with me in the comments. Happy to hear your thoughts on everything. Kudaya, etula kananae sukatayatsa, esukananya tula katananasi, atana katalaka usanatala asi, etala kanamama sulukadayatanasa, esanataka etula kanaye, etala katanane, etala kanaye. Hello. We are the Golden Dragon Collective, and we are here to guide you through the storm that you now find yourselves in. Sisters, brothers, star family, soul family. First and foremost, we wish to remind you that you are not alone. You are never alone. This is what you are being tested against right now. Many in these challenging times, in these pressuring times, will separate themselves from source. They will hide in a shell, contract, and block off all the wonderful abundance, all the wonderful unconditional love that is all around them and always is around them and around you. So we ask you, first and foremost, to remember this love, to remember this support, to remember this abundance, to remain open to it, regardless of what logic is telling you, regardless of what the 3D matrix is showing you. Know that you are, in fact, above this. And it is your time. It is your time to bust through, to break these illusions once and for all. And the way that you do that is by holding your frequency high. Of course, this isn't to say that you spiritually bypass and you stuff down, you shove down what you're genuinely, authentically feeling. Take the time to notice, to observe, to allow the grief, especially right now, the anger, the frustration, even the doubts. Give them a voice within reason. And know that once you give them a voice, oftentimes they will quiet down. They will return to you. They will integrate. And you will be able to, once again, lift your frequency high, as you are always capable of doing. So the energy, the overall energy for May 2025 is birth, death, rebirth, all three, all together, all at once. So you will be noticing this. You will be called to release people, patterns, places, situations. And in doing so, you will experience grief. You will experience death. And simultaneously, you will be making space for the birth and the rebirth, which is also happening now, simultaneously. The discomfort you are feeling right now is there to let you know you aren't fully into the new world just yet, but you aren't fully out of the old world either. So honor that discomfort, be with that discomfort, rest as you feel needed, and know that your every need can and will be provided for if you allow it. Now, this may not look as you would expect it to, as your ego would expect it to, because your ego lives, child, in the third dimension, and you are now rising far above the third dimension into the fifth dimension, the sixth, even the seventh, and beyond. Like a rocket, you are taking off now, and you are leaving behind that old self, and with the old self comes these old expectations, these ideas for what is possible for you. Know that these ideas of what is possible for you, they are actually quite limited. You are keeping yourself in a box. So allow reality to unfold for you this month. And know that the reality that is now unfolding, the world that is now being birthed to you, through you, it is far better, far greater than anything you could have fathomed for yourself from your third dimensional perspective. We know it is cliche, but we wish to remind you it is always darkest before the dawn. And given the darkness you are facing right now, you better believe the dawn you are about to experience is about to be 10 times as amazing, 10 times as bright, 10 times as abundant as what you're currently experiencing and feeling. Let the darkness come. Let it have its voice. And know that in doing so, you are actually allowing it to dissolve. You are making space for this light that has never been separate from you. It is always within you. It is flowing from you right in this very moment. if you place your hand on your heart and you breathe into your heart center, you may feel it now. This divine love that you are, that you always have been, that you always will be. This month will challenge you. And we know for many of you, immediately you're going to shrink, tense up, resist, because you are exhausted, because you feel you've reached your limit. And know that whatever you are facing, though it may feel as if you've reached your limit, in fact, you aren't quite there yet, because your soul, the universe, would never give you more than you're capable of handling. And know that by pushing far beyond what you ever thought was possible for yourself, by pushing beyond these limits, you are skyrocketing into the higher dimensions. You are skyrocketing into a new dawn, a new earth, a new reality, where it gets to be easy, or it gets to be fun, where you learn through love rather than fear, pain, and trauma. But you, and only you, are the one that can unlock this new reality for yourself. Notice this month your triggers. There will be triggers, many triggers brought to you by collective circumstances and also personal circumstances. Notice them, feel them, love them, choose to integrate them, rather than immediately projecting them back on to those who presented you with the trigger in the first place. Because in fact, at a soul level, those who are triggering you, they are simply showing you where you still need to love yourself, where you are still in need of healing. And then it is a great honor. You get to go into that place easily, quickly, instantly, if you choose. And you can heal that and immediately anchor into a higher dimension. This is the month where the plans finally start to come together. There will be plot twists this month, things you did not expect. But again, remember, even when things are going in a way you don't expect, hold that positive expectation, because in fact, what is happening is they are going to exceed your expectations. Let them. Remember that you are the creator of your reality. If you expect positive things, you will eventually experience that in your physical reality. But if you expect the worst, you will in turn experience that as well. Now more than ever before, you are being tested to remain in a sovereign frequency, to remain in your creator energy. Are you up to the challenge? So this month, you will notice an increase in contractions. So, as Hannah has spoken about before, as other channelers have also spoken about, you are in the middle of the birthing process, but you are at the end. And just as the contractions get closer and closer together, more and more intense, right before the baby is about to emerge, so too are you experiencing that now. The contractions, the triggers, the intensity, it will continue to increase, and in shorter and shorter intervals. But know that this is simply you preparing to give birth, to be birthed into this new world, to be rebirthed. You will see reflections of this month, this year, and beyond, in the collective and in Mother Earth herself. When there are natural disasters, this is Mother Earth purging, contracting, and even setting boundaries. And so too you, as an occupant, will contract, purge, and set boundaries. This is a month to get clear on your boundaries, what you will and will no longer tolerate. Know that in doing this, you are literally creating the rule set for your new, unique world, your reality. You may wish this month to physically, tangibly write these rules down and know that it will be so. These can be your 10 commandments, if you will. You write the rules now. No source beyond you is going to write those rules and give them to you. You are the writer of your own story. You are the programmer of your own video game. You are the director of your own movie. So what would you like to create for yourself moving forward? Get clear and know that in between these contraction phases, you will get respites. You will get respites, and these too will increase in intensity. It is not all heavy, it is not all bad. The positivity, the light, the high vibrational frequencies will also increase in intensity to match the heaviness. In these frequencies, that is when we invite you to create, to write the rule set for your new reality, knowing that it will be so, that it will flow as you say so. And it is really that simple. We thank you for your service to humanity, to this planet, to the collective at large. Just by being here, just by existing right now, you are doing a very beautiful, powerful thing. Know that, remember that. And especially remember that when you are triggered by those around you, because even those who seem the most mired in darkness right now, they too are doing a great service for all by being here. And they too will catch up to where you are eventually. They too are ascending. Have compassion for them. And know that in exchange, you will receive compassion tenfold, abundance tenfold in this new world that is now coming into formation. It is just around the corner. It is just around the corner. Have compassion too for yourself. Treat yourself with kindness, with love. Get rest. Exercise if needed. Ground in nature. Spend time with those who are supportive, with those who understand, with those who walk this path. And know that the new world, it starts with you. It starts with you. May 2025 is also a point at which you will see new higher frequency relationships coming into being, and new higher frequency ways of making money, making a living, as you put it, coming into being. This will likely be more tangible, more visible for you once Venus moves out of her shadow phase around the middle of the month. You will start to see sprouts of all this toiling, all the effort you've put in to forming these new higher frequency relationships and embodying these new higher frequency ways of generating income, generating abundance in all forms. Know that this gets to be a reality now if you have the courage. It may require you to leave the stability, the security of current relationships, of current jobs. This, we know, is so challenging for so many of you. It is so terrifying for so many of you. And we send you love. Know that you have the strength. You have the strength. You have the strength. And you are ready. You are ready to let go and let God. And in doing so, you will be infinitely rewarded. It won't be immediately obvious, no. But it won't take very long in your linear time either. You could start to see the fruits of your labors by the end of this month. In this new earth, there is a completely new system that is coming into being. And in this system, you simply show up as your authentic self. Heart open, energy open, embodying love, charity, compassion, focusing on your passions, doing what you genuinely enjoy, doing what you genuinely find easy, and being compensated in abundance for that. This is being birthed now in May of 2025. It will take quite a few years of your linear time to fully come into fruition. Know that if you are watching this, if you are experiencing this transmission, you are a front runner, you are a way shower, you are a trailblazer. And we know it's not easy because it requires you to take these scary leaps of faith where you leave your so-called security in order to follow that which you are passionate about, and maybe not see immediate results, and maybe be put down by those around you as they try to suppress you, as they try to pull you back into the system that they feel is working for them. But we ask you to be this new earth now, sisters, brothers, star family, soul family. Be this new earth now. Hold true to what is authentic to you, and you cannot fail. You will always, always, always be provided for. Always and always, you are provided for. Akala kataya sakata usuna yatala etula kataya kutala katusana etalakata se atukanata asane yokotonomwa etuna mamamasa esana tana esuyakala etuyana ati atana nana esunakatataya. We love you. We are with you. You are not alone. Go forth and know that this will all pass soon. And you will get to experience the ease, the flow, the break that your soul is calling for, the rest, the nourishment, the fulfillment. You have earned this. You are so close. Trust yourself. Trust your authenticity. Trust your heart. And you can't go wrong. We love you. And we send you our blessings. Whew, wow, okay, that took me on a ride. I'm just coming back and I feel a bit high. I feel like I went off to the dragon realm or something. Honestly, I don't really fully remember what was said. I just know that in general, right, there's this kind of final boss energy. And this really, really feels like the moment of truth, right? Where we really get to see the tangible results of our efforts kind of slowly sprouting into fruition. And that's very exciting, but it sounds like we still got another boss fight or two to trounce before we get there. But I don't know about you guys. I feel much more peaceful, more grounded, calmer, and I feel very grateful. I remember them talking about that whole energy of like being authentic, doing what you love, getting paid for it. This energy, like this seed, that was the seed that was given to me a couple of years ago when I created my Dragon Wealth program, where enrollment is currently open too, if you are interested in joining us there. It's open for about a little under a week as of filming this. But yeah, that is exactly like the seed of energy. I didn't know where it was taking us, so it's really cool to see how this is basically the new earth. It's like, I don't know about y'all, but when I embarked on this journey of doing what I love for a living about 4 years ago, I just thought I was weird. Like, I just thought, oh yeah, like I'm entrepreneurial. Like my dad and my grandfather were both entrepreneurs. And so I just figured it was like in my blood, and I was just like a me thing. But as I'm starting to realize more and more, and I think this year more than ever before, and then just from this transition more than ever before, how it's not just a me thing, how it's like, it's a light worker thing. It's a front runner thing. Anyone that is like a match to the frequencies of these videos, like, you are being called to do what you love for a living, plain and simple. This is not just for a select few anymore. This is for all of us, because I think this is a very key foundational aspect of how we ground the new earth, just like the relationships thing, which they also talked about. These are two foundational aspects. And I think on that note, more on this to come. Stay tuned. I'm going to do a video on divine counterparts very soon. But basically, this is a very high frequency relationship where you are co-creating, like in a business, let's say, together. You are co-creating together in partnership, offering a service to the world. This is something that's going to start coming in very, very strongly, very fast this year. But we'll talk about that more later. In any case, like, this is the time, guys. This is the month to really lay these foundations of new earth. And I know it feels like the worst time to be taking these scary leaps, because it feels, right, like everything is so dire and scary and like unpredictable. But that is precisely why we need to take these scary leaps, because it is in this energy, it is in that chaos energy that we create this new earth. We create what we really want. It's in that space created by the chaos. When there's too much structure, like we've been just like beaten over the heads with the patriarchy, right? With too much structure, not enough chaos, which is a feminine energy. Too much structure, there's no room to breathe. There's no room for the things that we love and enjoy. But when there's chaos, ooh, there's room. there's room. It's unpredictable, but there's room, if that makes sense. I'm seeing it in my head. I hope it makes sense to you guys. Let me know. But this is the time. And so I just want to invite you guys, if you do feel called, to join us for the Dragon Wealth program, because I feel like this round in particular, being in May 2025, is more crucial than I ever could have imagined. For us to come together to support each other as these front runners, right? And to embody this, because we are like the only ones that are going to support each other in this, right? It's like, you know, our friends, our families, our lovers and stuff that are still kind of in the 3D, they're in their heads, they're in their logic. They're going to think we're crazy and we're delusional for acting this way. And they're going to try and pull us back. And I remember now that the Golden Dragon said this too. Yeah, like, if you are feeling isolated, you're feeling called to this, but you're feeling isolated, know that you don't have to do it alone. There's plenty of support available to you, and that is what is offered to you in Dragon Wealth. It's really my intention that we're all going to start this, you know, now in May 2025. The program starts next week. And then by the end, it'll be, I don't know, probably around September of 2025. Oh, that's the reaping phase. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, the energy of like fall 2025 is super exciting. It's very, very positive. It's like we're finally like really, really reaping the rewards at that point. I think it's already going to begin like in the next month or so, but it's going to be really tangible. And that's like when this next round of Dragon Wealth will end. So I just feel like this is the perfect time. It's now or never. Honestly, I don't even know that I'm going to be hosting this program again, because things are so chaotic and so unpredictable right now. I might be like getting called to go in a different direction. I don't know. So yeah, I would love to have you with us there, because we basically learn in a very holistic way to embody this new earth energy. And we just use basically our business or whatever, our passion project as the focal point, but it's so much more than that, okay? And we give you structure to really make that tangible, to make it real. I feel like I'm channeling again. I don't even know what I'm saying. I hope this stuff makes sense. I mean, all of that is to say, it's just like right now, such a crucial time. And I know that right now, it may feel like those of us who are brave enough to like forge this new world, to take these leaps of faith, to like focus on doing what we love for a living, it's going to seem like we're getting punished, but in actuality, we're just releasing that struggle energy, and it's about to like pay off in dividends for those who are brave enough to continue playing chicken with the universe, okay? Another thing that wanted to come through about this topic is like, so, you know, I thought I was just an entrepreneur, right? And like, oh yeah, like having my own business and stuff, right? So what they were telling me, and what they kind of are telling me right now, is that in the new, like we're in this bridging phase, right? We're not fully in the new earth yet. So in the bridging phase, it does look like you having your own business. Because I know for a lot of people, like light worker, dragon soul, starseed types, you're gonna like, I don't want to have my own business. That just doesn't seem for me. I know, because I was there, and I actually resisted this call to action for like over a decade before I eventually just surrendered and was like, okay, it doesn't seem like something you're gonna want to do, because it still is a little bit rooted in the capitalistic system, right? But they want you to know that this is temporary. We're kind of practicing. We are still in this capitalistic system right now, like it or not. We are still in this specific monetary system. And in order to, you know, stay afloat in these times, it's important to generate sustainable income doing what you love. And it's kind of the testing phase. And eventually, like, we're not going to have businesses or anything, or, you know, like put ourselves out there just to make ends meet. We're just going to be our authentic selves, and that's going to be enough, and all of our needs are going to be met. It's like the image I'm getting is like of old like indigenous villages and stuff. I think many of you here will be like the medicine man, the medicine woman type that is, they're there in the village and they're very valued and they're taken care of by the village just by, being themselves, sharing their gifts, and it just all works out. And like, that's kind of the energy where we're headed, but we're not there yet. So basically the dragons, myself, all the higher dimensional beings that I communicate with really are hammering the same message that right now, businesses, having your own business, it's a vehicle to this new earth and to this energy of just being your authentic self and having that support you. I hope that makes sense. So again, if you want to explore that concept in a way that isn't like super businessy, super capitalistic, super masculine, super 3D, that's what the Dragon Wealth program is. It's really, really meant to be kind of spiritual and energetic as well as physical. We kind of fuse all four of the realms, mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual together to create something lasting and tangible, and to not just like get results, as I feel like many programs out there toit, right? It's like you embody the results. You become the results. You become it. You completely transform in this dragon's fire, in these alchemical flames, basically, of the process that is Dragon Wealth. So I hope you guys can feel my passion for it. I'm super excited about it, and yeah, the Golden Dragons wanted me to mention that and to talk about that more, given that it does kind of connect in with this do or die energy of May for building these foundations for the new earth. So that's what I got for you guys. As usual, let me know in the comments if this is resonating, if you have any more questions about this. If you're curious about Dragon Wealth, you have questions about that, you can reach out to me at support@ownyourpowers.com. Happy to chat with you about that, answer any questions, concerns that you have. As per usual, if this resonated with you, if you enjoyed this, if you found inspiration in this, it would be awesome if you could like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and of course, interact with this content in some way. Me and the dragons will love you forever. If you do this, of course, we'll love you forever anyways. But basically this stuff, it helps the algorithm along. It helps us transcend the algorithms and get this out to those who are also a match for this information and who could really use it right now. So we really appreciate you for that. Either way, my friends, sending you much, much love on your journey. Stay powerful.